Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wisdom. Now, this week we are going to tie up our 3-part series, and this week is all about channeling your inner Elsa and just letting it go. Now, I know at this point I'm supposed to sing, but I can't sing, so you're welcome. But before we jump in, just want to remind you, last week of Leadership Legends, and this week we have the one, the only Lee Cockerell. Lee Cockerell is a retired executive vice president for all of operations at Walt Disney World. He opened up Disneyland Paris, and he had a very illustrious career with Marriott as well. Tune in for our conversation. It was a wonderful conversation. Ignore the squealing in the background. It is bath time for my 4-year-old, so it sounds like they're having a tickle fight. But definitely make sure head over to leadershiplegends.com. If you sign up this week, in the original email that you get, you will have a link to all of the other episodes, so you will not have missed any of the 7 episodes. And a little bit later this week, we will be announcing the winner of Cockerell Academy. We will have one lucky winner from everybody who signed up that will receive entry into a year's worth entry into Cockerell Academy. Okay. Now let's jump into the content. Channel your inner Elsa and let it go. So what does this mean? What this means is that when we are in times of stress, we tend to be a little bit more sensitive. And as leaders, that sensitivity can go off and infect the employees that work with us and for us. And so by channeling your inner Elsa, it's part of that focusing on what you can control, which we covered in week 1. It's understanding that there are certain things that you can't control, and the things that you need to let it go, just let it go. One day, a couple of weeks ago, I was driving down 635 in Dallas. And if you've been on 635 in Dallas, first let me just say I'm sorry. I have no idea what happened with that road. It's like a portal into hell. It's awful. And they had somebody that had cut me off. And I'm not a road rage person. I'm pretty even killed, but in that moment I completely lost it, and the words that were coming out of my mouth, y'all, it made my mama blush, and she lives 4 states over. And I was thinking, as I'm yelling at this person, I have the logical part of myself, that small brain that's going, self, are we doing okay? Because it doesn't look like you're doing okay. And I started thinking, I was like, okay, this is a little extreme. What's going on? And I realized that there was a lot of other things that were bothering me, and this just happened to be the last straw. And so I started being more intentional. When I would start feeling the heat rise, because that's how I know when I'm getting angry, is I feel heat. When I would start feeling the heat rise, I would ask myself, is this something I'm going to care about next week? And if the answer was no, then I would move on. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But it's like flexing a muscle. It got easier the more often that I did it. So as we move into the rest of the holiday season, make sure, channel your inner Elsa. Let it go. This includes many, many, many things that we are currently holding. Ask yourself, in 6 weeks, in 6 months, next week, is this going to matter? And if it doesn't, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't sing, but I promise it's not something that you would want to hear anyways. And let me know in the comments, what are you going to let go this week? What's something that you're going to be intentional and purposeful about letting go? Channel your inner Elsa. Let that diva fly. I got faith in you. As always, don't forget, you got this. Have a wonderful week. Bye.